Welcome, everybody, to the Warriors Instinct Minute. Today we have a special guest. While he's at training, matter of fact, it's a Saturday, so Jake is training hard. We have our special guest, the Cage Wars welterweight champ, Jake Davis. Jake, could you introduce yourself for us?
What's up, guys? Most of you know me. I'm Jake Davis, getting ready for my 7th amateur bout here. Currently 5-1. Just coming off of a loss, so super hungry, super driven, looking to defend the title. I'm still the champ because my opponent didn't make weight, so I'll keep the belt.
There you go. And your loss that was your loss. It came from he didn't make weight. Isaiah didn't.
He wasn't even close.
Oh, it wasn't even close. Yeah, I didn't get the official
he was almost
weight.
10 pounds over.
Oh wow! And you still took the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize. Fighters fight, and there could be a lot of different things of why they're going to continue the fight. But a fighter fights, and if he's ready, he wants to fight no matter what the case may be. And you're coming off of that loss, and like you said, you're hungry. And we've watched you train before. We had the pleasure of seeing you at Renzo Gracie. And once again, today you're, taking time out of your busy schedule of your training to talk to us. So your up-and-coming opponent is Randy Rambo Lamb. Have you watched anything, and what's your game plan, Jake?
Well, I'm not going to tell you exactly what my game plan is because he'll probably see this video. But I'm very well-rounded. I'm continuing to close up any gaps I think I have in my game. I can predict Randy's game plan. He's a stocky, very strong grappler. He's going to want to take me down. I'll be looking to counter that with a rock-solid takedown defense and some real heavy hands, some real heavy Thai boxing. And if he's really dying to get on the ground, maybe we'll get down there and we'll work some ground game. But right now, I'm just staying really well-rounded and motivated, really working on my stand-up, my takedown defense. And my takedown offense is always potent. If I decide I want to take it to the ground, we could do that. But if you want to know what exactly my game plan is, we'll have to talk about it after the fight.
We'll just have to wait and see at Cage Wars 40 when you're defending your belt at the Rivers Casino and Resort once again. That's February 9th, 2019. And actually, tickets are on sale right now. You can get them right through Cage Wars New York website. But, I think we've talked, we've talked on the side before, and we were there during when Jay interviewed you. What's your plans? Do you plan on staying in the amateur scene, or is your future looking like a pro career?
That's a great question. My plans is to transcend into the pro circuit. Me and my coaches talk about it often, and we're looking at 2019, maybe early 2020, just to really make sure we're ready, close up any potential gaps in my game. Strength and conditioning, we'll take that to the next level. My last opponent, I have to imagine he also plans on going pro, given his skill level and all that. And that loss I took was actually a very good and necessary step towards my pro career. A lot of people might think it's very sad to lose a fight, but I was undefeated. I was 5-0, and I've never even been hit or challenged. So I'm very grateful for that loss because I've learned. It was my first time going into the 3rd round. I felt like I was in a real fight. I had a little bloody nose going. It felt like a real fight. And, I got a taste of what it's really like out there. And that last fight really helped me push closer to my pro career. So, there's always work to do. You're never going to feel 100% ready to go pro. But, a couple more fights. I'd really like to get into the boxing ring, too. That's something. Don't be surprised if you see me in the boxing ring in 2019, early 2019. Because that's something that's really going to enhance my game going towards a pro career.
Sure. So you have your ground game. You'll have your when you take it to the match, you're still there, and we'd like to see you step into the your boxing ring. As I was going to say cage, but I think that would be a great thing. And you made a good point, Jake, and a lot of people don't realize that. Oh, well, he's 5-1. Well, that one loss is experience. That 5 is also experience. Like you said, it you realize different things first time going into the third round. So what you do is you actually build upon it, and people don't realize that with the amateur career. Amateur career is not about winning or losing. It's about going in there and doing the best you can, especially if you're going to go pro. Well, if you're not going to go pro, I guess your amateur career will matter a lot more to you. But
Yeah.
when you're given 110%, win or loss, you gave your 110%, and that's a great attitude, Jake. You definitely have a champion attitude, and we were surprised when you lost against Isaiah. Once again, we didn't know the weight difference at that time, and you're
Yeah,
coming off
that's
a
not
loss.
you can beat a guy who weighs 5 or 10 pounds heavier than you. There's other factors, he had a very good skill set behind that extra poundage. It's not like he can't fight. And I don't want to disclose too much about my personal health, but I went into that fight with some injuries, and it's not fun fighting with injuries, but you already mentioned it. When fighters are ready to go, it's going to be hard to get them not to fight. So I wasn't 100% going into that fight, but I don't regret going into the fight. It was my best fight yet, because I really got tested. It's very valuable, as you were saying.
Right. And once again, great attitude, Jake. And, with your injuries, sometimes fighters get in there, and, a lot of people don't realize that when they're watching or they're seeing the fight, there is other things, drastic weight cuts, and then putting that weight back on. There's a lot that goes into it. So, we don't want to keep you, as we know, you're at the gym right now.
Yeah,
but
I'm actually wrapping it up. I just finished a workout at Shots Boxing.
Nice. So if you want, we're going to give you this time now. We'll give you a minute or so, or however long you'd like. Give us a shout out or whatever you want to say, Jake. This is your time right now.
All right. Yeah, like I just said, I'm at Shots Boxing right now. Just got done working my hands, footwork, all that good technical boxing. I do my grappling at Renzo Gracie Academy, Latham. I'm a brown belt in Taekwondo under Laura Gross at Koba Skill Taekwondo. Randy's got more than twice as many fights as me, so the dude's definitely not scared. He knows how to fight. I've seen a lot of his fights. I've been watching him. I'm really looking forward to the fight. I think he's going to be a great opponent. It's a great comeback fight coming off of a loss, and he deserves a shot at the title. He's got 15 fights, I think, 14 fights. I think he's primed up. He's ready to go. I'm ready to go. Definitely, this one's definitely not going 3 rounds. All 5 of my wins ended in the first and second round, and you can expect that in this fight too. And I'm sure he's doing the same thing. And just to give you guys a little peek behind the scenes, I'm walking around at 195 right now. So, I heard he comes in big, he comes in heavy, but I'm doing the same thing. I got some weight to cut, but I'm going to be coming in big, a big welterweight. It's always helpful to be big and strong. I got some reach on this dude, so you can expect he's going to be digging for that takedown, and we're not going to give it to him. We're going to punish him when he comes in for the takedown. That's what's going to happen.
Nice. So it's going to be pure punishment. He comes in for that takedown. And
another thing I want to say about Randy, I've watched him at weigh-ins and before and after his fights. He seems like a good dude. He's not trying to play any of that street thug crap, and that's cool with me. I prefer the way of the samurai. Keep it cordial, but when we're in the cage, when we're in the ring, we fight hard. But before and after, we don't have to do any of that, because it's stressful enough just getting in there and fighting. We don't need to stress each other out going into the fight. And a lot of guys like to play that game to try and mentally weaken their opponent, but that shit doesn't faze me. It's just a waste of time.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to meeting them at weigh-ins, shaking hands and fucking doing it,
Right. That's great, Jake. Well, we thank you for your time, and we'll let you get back to your training. And can't wait to see you February 9th as you step into the cage to defend your welterweight title against Randy Rambo Lamb. You take care.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the interview.
Thank you. Take care now.
All right. Have a good, happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Same to you. Merry Christmas.
Bye.